Please be seated.
Everyone, and welcome to our distinguished guests, our graduates, their families, their friends. It's a great occasion to be here. I'd like to start by introducing our distinguished stage guests, and before I do, I'll introduce myself. I am Dr. Helena Wisniewski, and I'm Vice Provost for Research and Graduate Studies and Dean of the Graduate School at UAA. With us today on our stage party is the University of Alaska Anchorage Chancellor, Tom Case, Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Eichelberger Baker, Associate Dean of the Graduate School, David Yesner, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, John Stalvey, Dean of the College of Business and Public Policy, Rashmi Prasad, Interim Dean of the College of Education, Ed McLean, Associate Dean of the College of Health, Randy Megan, Interim Dean of the School of Engineering, Orson Smith, Dean of the Community and Technical College, Karen Schmidt, Dean of the Graduate School at the University of Alaska Fairbanks, John Eichelberger, representing Provost Caulfield from the University of Alaska Southeast, Katie Spangler. Today is a milestone for you. The hooding ceremony symbolizes a rite of passage. A rite of passage is a ceremony signifying a transition from one stage to another, and the placing of the hood on your shoulders symbolizes your transition from student to master. So where did the academic robes and hoods that we're wearing come from? They are descendants of everyday attire in the universities of medieval Europe. Technically, the hood that forms part of today's academic dress was originally a head covering for bad weather, which we could use today, and attached to the robe. The tradition of special academic dress entered the USA through Columbia University, New York. However, different institutions had academic codes of their own. So a commission was formed to draw up an intercollegiate code of academic dress. The commission determined that the hoods of all degrees should be lined with silk of the colors of the academic institution conferring the degree. Therefore, those of you receiving degrees from UAA have green and gold. Wear it proudly. Our ceremonies today and tomorrow will evoke feelings of pride and accomplishment. During hooding and graduation, your parents feel pride as they watch you, their child, pass to a new stage of life. And you, the graduate, feels a sense of pride in your accomplishments. You are now ready to embark on your journey beyond college. And in closing, I would like to leave you with a thought inspired by dog mushing, which is appropriate for today. As a dog musher myself, I learned a valuable saying, never let go of the sled. Well, the sled represents your dreams and goals in life, so never let go of your sled. Congratulations and enjoy your journey. I would now like to introduce the University of Alaska Anchorage Chancellor, Tom Case.
Thank you, Dean Wisniewski. Graduates, I can't tell you how proud I am of your accomplishments. And the faculty and staff who are seated behind me and all around you during this time have done a tremendous job working with you, but you have been the ones who have made the accomplishments, but you didn't do it alone. And so our families, supporters, friends, and those who are here today celebrating this great milestone, thank you for the role that you have played and will continue to play. I'm very honored to recognize this year's recipients of our degrees at UAA. And every time we do this, I'm struck anew by the breadth and the diversity of the disciplines that you've studied and represent, and even more so by the level of your scholarly achievements. At this university, we are committed to providing our students the guidance and the means to reach the highest levels of their scholarly abilities. This process, as you know, challenges both students and faculty and pushes our knowledge out to new areas that we hadn't known before. It's important to remember how this graduate education differs from undergraduate education. One goal of undergraduate education is to prepare young students, often still in their teens, for a life of independent thinking and learning. At UA, an undergraduate education is achieved through a broad exposure to ideas and disciplines and high ideals in an environment where students learn by doing while applying general techniques of scholarly activity. But by contrast, graduate school is a focused, intense, and personalized course of study leading to a detailed understanding of a specialized body of knowledge. Through hard work and dedication, you've become masters, quite literally, of your own disciplines. We believe that one important outcome of graduate education is preparation for leadership. The issues you will face in the future will be different from those of today, but their resolution will come, at least partially, by application of the skills and techniques you have acquired by your graduate study. The knowledge you have gained will serve as a foundation for answers to the problems of tomorrow. May life present many opportunities to you to apply that knowledge, skill, and life experience to lead. As Chancellor of the University of Alaska Anchorage, I am very pleased to recognize your hard work and achievement in completing all the requirements leading to this graduate degree. We congratulate you all.
Thank you, Chancellor Case. I would now like to introduce our Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Dr. Eichelberger.
Thank you, Dean. They told me I was supposed to follow the script, so I'll try and figure out where that is. Well, it's not. Well, I'll talk anyhow, because I've been a professor for long enough. One of the beauties of following two other distinguished speakers is they already said most everything that needs to be said. One of the things that Dean Wisniewski did not tell you about that hood is that one of the other colors in there, besides colors representing the school, are the colors representing your profession, from the drab of business to the bright orange of engineering. Wear it proudly. Today is a commencement. It's part of a commencement weekend. Actually, commencement's tomorrow. Most of you have been through a number of commencements in your life. This is probably the third. For many of you, this may be the last, but I hope not. We have several examples of one more behind us that you could pursue if you wish. Commencement is not an ending, it's a beginning. It's the beginning of your professional career. It is the beginning of your reaching out to fulfill your dreams and to fulfill those that society has for you. So I congratulate you, and I won't spend any more time, and I'll see you tomorrow, I hope, every one of you. Please.
Well, we now come to the portion of the ceremony that everybody has been waiting for. It's my privilege to present our graduate candidates as they receive their hoods. While it might be tempting to applaud each and every graduate, please hold your applause until all the students in a college are hooded. Today, we have the honor of hooding 6 graduates who have earned the highest degree awarded by the University of Alaska. 4 of these students have participated in the joint UAA-UAF PhD program in clinical community psychology. 1 student has earned her PhD in biochemistry and molecular biology, and 1 has earned a PhD in interdisciplinary studies. 3 of these students' degrees will be awarded through the University of Alaska Fairbanks, and 3 of these students' degrees will be granted their PhDs jointly with the University of Alaska Anchorage and the University of Alaska Fairbanks. Joining us to hood the students receiving their degrees from UAF is Dr. John Eichelberger, Dean of the Graduate School of UAF. Would he please proceed to the podium?
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's university custom that over the shoulders of the recipient will be placed the Doctor of Philosophy hood bearing the colors of the university. Hoods for our first 3 graduates bear the colors of the University of Alaska Fairbanks, which is blue and gold. Each candidate's major professor will join in placing the hood. So from the College of Arts and Sciences, Professor Claudia Lampman, please present Aaron Johnson.
Aaron Johnson, PhD in Clinical Community Psychology with a rural indigenous emphasis. Her dissertation title is Secondary Trauma in Mental Health Care Providers in Alaska. She is presented by her professor at UAA, Dr. Claudia Lampman.
In Ms. Johnson's dissertation, mental health care providers in Alaska were surveyed regarding their levels of secondary trauma, ST, and potential associated factors. Approximately 20% of the respondents met criteria for post-traumatic stress disorder resulting from their work. Several professional and personal variables were found to be risk or protective factors for experiencing ST. Please recognize Dr. Aaron Johnson.
And from the University of Alaska Fairbanks, Professor Duffy, please present Sitha Murgason.
Sitha Murgason, PhD in Interdisciplinary Studies. Her dissertation title is Bride Stealing, a Myth of Misogyny. She is presented by her professor at UAF, Dr. Lawrence Duffy.
in Ms. Murgerson's study, Bride Stealing, an explicit symbolic misogynistic action in the Iliad and the Combo Romanum, is analyzed from an interdisciplinary stance in a comparative literary style. After examining 5,000 years of history of ancient Greece and India, substantiated by archaeological, anthropological, and linguistic evidence, this dissertation concluded that bride stealing was an outcome of nomadic patriarchy and its lust for war and not misogyny.
And now, let's see. Okay. Eichelberger, but David Yesner, I think. Oh, I see. Oh, I'm sorry. I got a PhD so long ago, it doesn't do me any good anymore. Anyway, from the College of Arts and Sciences, Professor Krebs, please present Shannon Uffenbeck.
Shannon Uffenbeck, PhD in Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. Her dissertation title is Histone H2A S122 is required for nuclear and mitochondrial genome stability. She is presented by her professor at UAA, Dr. Jocelyn Krebs.
Ms. Uffenbecker's study found that organization and maintenance of mitochondrial and nuclear genomes were vastly different. Yet, we have shown that a single serine in the H2A C-terminal tail, which is referred to as H2A-S122, is critical for stability of both genomes in budding yeast. H2A S122 mutation results in increased nuclear chromosome abnormalities and complete loss of the mitochondrial genome. Please recognize Dr. Shannon Uffenbeck. We will now present the candidates receiving their degrees jointly awarded by the University of Alaska Anchorage and the University of Alaska Fairbanks. From the College of Arts and Sciences, Professor David, please present Rebecca Robinson.
Rebecca Valino Robinson, PhD in Clinical Community Psychology with a Rural Indigenous emphasis. Her dissertation title is Pathways to Resilience in the Context of Somali Culture and Forced Displacement. She is presented by her professor at UAA, Dr. E.J.R. David.
The study employed a mixed method designed to explore resilience in the context of Somali culture and forced displacement. Through integration of qualitative and quantitative findings, the Somali Multidimensional Model of Resilience, SMMR, was developed. The SMMR provides a framework to examine individual relational and cultural factors that support navigation of, negotiation of, health-sustaining resources across contexts. Participants' diet, exercise, and HbA1c changed significantly. A reduction of 0.7% in blood glucose was noticed, and 59.5% of participants attained diabetes control. This is the first medical visit program that found significance in biophysical outcomes without researching base funding. Please recognize Dr. Rebecca Robinson. You have to read the next one. Okay. From the College of Arts and Sciences, Professor David, please present Tina Marie Woods.
Tina Marie Woods, PhD in Clinical Community Psychology with a Rural Indigenous emphasis. Her dissertation title is A Comparison Between Talking Circles and Mainstream Student Support Groups for College Life Adjustment with Alaska Native Students. She is presented by her professor at UAA, Dr. E.J.R. David.
This study used an experimental design to compare two similar student support groups, talking circles and mainstream support groups, that were administered during an academic semester to determine which works better with Alaska Native college students for facilitating their adjustment to college life, academic performance, and commitment to completing college. Please recognize Dr. Tina Marie Woods.
From the College of Arts and Sciences, Professor Doolin, please present Ruth Zuniga.
Ruth Zuniga, PhD in Clinical Community Psychology with a Rural Indigenous emphasis. Her dissertation title is The Influence of Diabetes Care Group Medical Visits on Patients' Behavioral Intentions, Self-Management Behaviors, and Clinical Outcomes. She is presented by her professor at UAA, Dr. Patrick Doolin.
Ms. Zuniga's study evaluated the influence of diabetes care group medical visits on participants' behavioral intentions, self-management behaviors, and HbA1c levels. Please recognize Dr. Ruth Zuniga.
I would now like to introduce Dean John Stalvey from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Will the graduates, students from the College of Arts and Sciences please rise and make your way to the aisle on your left for the presentations of your hoods.
Peter Kudenov, Master of Arts, English. Deborah Ginsberg, Master of Arts, English. Melissa Ray, Master of Arts, English. Tracy Bushnell, Master of Arts, English. Eliza Siegel, Master of Science, Biological Sciences. Alexandra Edwards, Master of Arts, Anthropology. Tiffany Curtis, Master of Arts, Anthropology. Jacob Anders, Master of Arts, Anthropology. Robin Miller, Master of Arts, Anthropology. Justin Doggett, Master of Science, Clinical Psychology. Kelly Tompkins, Master of Science, Clinical Psychology. Kiara Brecht, Master of Science, Clinical Psychology. Ixchel Allensworth, Master of Science, Clinical Psychology. Olga Clem, Master of Science, Clinical Psychology. Summer Merritt, Master of Science, Clinical Psychology. Heather Cord, Master of Science, Clinical Psychology. Melania Greenland, Master of Science, Clinical Psychology. Linda Blackwell, Master of Science, Clinical Psychology. Tracy Stewart, Master of Science, Clinical Psychology. Samantha Bacon, Master of Science, Clinical Psychology. Valerie Hewell, Master of Science, Clinical Psychology. Brian Cassidy, Master of Science, Clinical Psychology.
I would now like to introduce Interim Dean Ed McLean from the College of Education.
Will the graduate students from the College of Education please rise and make your way to the aisle on the left of the presentation for the presentation of your hoods.
Cassidy Jones, Master of Education, Special Education. Rachel Grossel, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Tessa Ely, Master of Education, Special Education. Mary Ahonen, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Kirsten Olson, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Sarah Wozniak, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Stephen Culkin, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Alexis Clodfelter, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Aaron Sullivan, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Julia Stutzer, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Matthew Spence, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Jennifer Ayers, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Bridget McBride, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Diohe Tori Damari, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Mayumi Ito, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Brian Yim, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Andrew Coldiron, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Catherine Ellison, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Lindsay Holman, Master of Education, Educational Leadership. Mamotsa Maketla, Master of Education, Educational Leadership. Jennifer Chapa, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Tracy Rucker, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Anna Kupelik, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Tatum Vincent, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Ginger Jackson, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Abby Tiedemann, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Sarah Menigan, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Michelle Ganoza, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Elizabeth Gailey, Master of Education, Special Education. Jennifer J. Wenzel, Master of Education, Special Education. Jerry White, Master of Education, Educational Leadership. James Stewart, Master of Education, Educational Leadership. Lynn Mayberry Burke, Master of Education, Educational Leadership. Kelly Eagleton, Master of Education, Educational Leadership. Mary Richards, Master of Education, Educational Leadership. Michelle Welch, Master of Education, Educational Leadership. Leslie Fleming, Master of Education, Educational Leadership. Stephanie Agletti, Master of Education, Educational Leadership. Brian Bears, Master of Education, Educational Leadership. Wiley Bland, Master of Education, Educational Leadership. Evelyn Tunley Damude, Master of Education, Educational Leadership. George Campnell, Master of Education, Educational Leadership. Tasha Barnes, Master of Education, Teaching and Learning. Joanna Kuwizaki, Master of Education, Teaching and Learning. Nancy Boxler, Master of Education, Teaching and Learning. Joseph Kenny, Master of Education, Teaching and Learning. Laura Gardner, Master of Education, Counselor Education. Carrie Elaine Border, Master of Education, Counselor Education. Jessica Rivera, Master of Education, Counselor Education.
I would now like to introduce Interim Dean Orson Smith from the College of Engineering.
Graduate students of the School of Engineering, please rise, make your way to the aisle on the left for a presentation of your hoods.
Donald Richardson, Master of Science, Arctic Engineering. Xiao Xuenge, Master of Science, Civil Engineering. Nicholas Goodweiler, Master of Science, Arctic Engineering. Michael Brady, Master of Science, Engineering Management. Xiao Zhang, Master of Science, Civil Engineering. Eileen Noel Northcutt, Master of Science, Project Management. Natalia Gavrish, Master of Science, Project Management. Joseph Lorenz, Master of Science, Project Management. Eric Schmidt, Master of Science, Project Management. Pete Cavallini, Master of Science, Project Management. Congratulations. Andrew Ray, Master of Science, Project Management. David Harrington, Master of Science, Project Management. Christina Blanton, Master of Science, Project Management. Joseph Kalvsbeek, Master of Science, Project Management. Chuck Casper, Master of Science, Engineering Management. Brenna Mack, Master of Science, Science Management. Robert Robichaud, Master of Science, Project Management. Jocelyn Fenton, Master of Applied Environmental Science and Technology. Robertus Schopper, Master of Science, Project Management.
I would now like to introduce Dean Rashmi Prasad from the College of Business and Public Policy.
Will the graduate students from the College of Business and Public Policy please rise and make their way to the aisle on the left for the presentation of their hoods.
Hafton Falcom Hansen, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Lassie Molgard Nielsen, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Sean Ward, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Ashley Durst, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Melissa Nelson, Master of Business Administration, General Management. G. Kim, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Rebecca Shakora, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Angelo De Jesus, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Tim Martinson, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Stuart Burns, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Allison Berg, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Lindsay Chadwell, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Christina Glover, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Nicole Johnson, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Debbie Haddocks, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Laura Anderson, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Justin Kunanen, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Kenneth Wynn, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Victoria Vasilyeva, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Jennifer McCombs, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Daryl Morgan, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Winston Evison, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Hiroki Deguchi, Master of Business Administration, General Management.
So it's Irina, and if you can say Dudina.
Dudina.
Yeah.
Got it.
Usually they say Dudina.
Irina Dudina, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Ryan Manzik, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Oksana Lazareva, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Linda Janes, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Michael Terrazas, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Robert Tran, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Ilui Shemetka, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Jackie Malott, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Jamie Patterson Sims, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Danielle Reed, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Jenny Stewart, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Amanda Yanni, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Erica Connor, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Christina Brown, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Eric Miziris, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Oksana Savostina, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Peace Aferiho, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Pastor Afoa Tai Lolo Fiatele, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Catherine Brandenburg, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Frank Wagner, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Teresa Williams, Master of Business Administration, General Management. Jennifer Dahl Harrison, Master of Public Administration, Public Management. Susan Elizabeth Lundgren, Master of Public Administration, Policy Analysis, and Public Management. Greg Stocker, Master of Public Administration, Criminal Justice. Christy Parker, Master of Public Administration, Criminal Justice. Kristen Schubert, Master of Public Administration, Criminal Justice. Harry Need IV, Master of Public Administration, Public Management, and Policy Analysis. Kenneth Brady, Master of Public Administration, Healthcare Administration. Crystal Enqvist, Master of Public Administration, Public Management. Heather Arnett, Master of Public Administration, Public Management. Public Health Management. Eric Talbert, Master of Public Administration, Public Health Management.
I would now like to introduce Associate Dean Randy Magan from the College of Health.
Would the outstanding graduate students from the College of Health please rise and make their way to the aisle on the left for the presentation of your hoods.
Sarah Shamrock Twaddle, Master of Social Work. Sadie Huffer, Master of Social Work. Chantel Johnson. Chantel Johnson, Master of Social Work. Hold on a second. Lisa Pierce, Master of Social Work. Rebecca Muir, Master of Social Work. Maddie Moore, Master of Social Work. Megan Melinda Northrup, Master of Social Work. Stephanie Jean Johnson, Master of Social Work. George Subeldia, Master of Social Work. Lisa Moreno, Master of Social Work. Bev Harper, Master of Social Work. Jean Kollontai, Master of Social Work. Tanisha Lockard, Master of Social Work. Catherine Kaufman, Master of Social Work. Laura Baldwin, Master of Social Work. Emily Bass, Master of Social Work. Kirsty Bowen, Master of Social Work. Nicole Copeland, Master of Social Work. Lisa Ahn, Master of Science, Nursing Science. Paula Nashaluk, Master of Science, Nursing Science. Angela Santiago, Master of Science, Nursing Science. Natasha Malone, Master of Social Work. Mindy Swisher, Master of Social Work. Deborah Russ, Master of Social Work. Heidi Barrett McNerney, Master of Social Work. Atia Pearson Jones, Master of Social Work. Jeannie Arledge, Master of Social Work. Dorothy Kinley, Master of Science, Nursing Science. Dina Glick, Master of Public Health Practice. Megan Tompkins, Master of Public Health Practice. Elizabeth Root, Master of Public Health Practice. Carol McCarty, Master of Public Health Practice. Olga Levy, Master of Public Health Practice. Marcus Deedy, Master of Public Health Practice.
I would now like to introduce Dean Karen Schmidt of the Community and Technical College.
Will the graduate students from the Community and Technical College please rise and move to the aisle on the left for presentation of their hoods?
Kelly Smith, Master of Science, Career in Technical Education. Carrie Gray, Master of Science, Career in Technical Education. Orrin Burton, Master of Science, Career in Technical Education. John Seltenwright, Master of Science, Career in Technical Education. Charles Coons, Master of Science, Career in Technical Education.
We now have the honor of hooding several graduates from the University of Alaska Southeast. These students live here in Anchorage, but have earned their degrees through UAS distance programs. Representing UAS and here to hood these students is Dr. Catherine Spangler.
Will the graduates from the University of Alaska Southeast please rise and make your way to the aisle on your left for the presentation of your hoods?
Melissa McDermott, Master of Education, Early Childhood Education. Shauna Moore, Master of Education, Early Childhood Education. Jennifer Bloom, Master of Education, Reading Specialist. Jessica Martin, Master of Education, Reading Specialist. Elizabeth Barnes, Master of Education, Special Education. Kelly Merrill, Master of Education, Special Education. Lisa Church, Master of Arts in Teaching, Education. Willow McCauley, Master of Business Administration, Service Management.
Well, this concludes our ceremonies for this morning, but I'd like everybody to give one big round of applause for all the graduates. To continue the celebration, everyone is invited to come to Rasmussen Hall for a reception. One request is we have SAT testing ongoing on campus, so if we can proceed quietly till we get to Rasmussen Hall. Well, thank you again, and congratulations. Oh.